Hi, some of you may have noticed that I've been curiously quiet about crystals, minerals, and COVID-19, and I would like to therefore say that even though I am going to share with you what I've been doing for my clients that have COVID-19 and how I've been helping them using crystal surgery and crystal healing, while I am going to share that with you, I want to just say the words of caution that I am not making any claims. I do not know how well this works. I know that the people I've worked with have received help, has helped them to overcome the illness. But remember that healing is always self-healing. You're always helping the person's system, their own immune system, their own self-healing mechanism to kick in, take over, and help. There is no crystal cure or crystal protection for COVID-19. You do want to take every sensible physical precaution that is available. And for those of you that think it doesn't really exist, there's something. There is a virus out there. It does exist, and it is killing people, and it's making other people very sick. And so I am going to share this information, and I hope that it does help some of you. But please, this is not instead of other measures. This is as well as. And please remember that. Okay. So to begin with, I did some research and found that the best antiviral, because it's easily accessible and there's a lot of it and you probably have it already, is Chevron Amethyst. So here's two different pieces of Chevron Amethyst. And if you want some, we do have it for sale. You just need to contact us via the website and let us know that you would like some. But it is readily available. And that's a nice stone to use, and I can use it on the person's energy field and help boost their antiviral strength. Or you can use it with an active point and grid with it. I do think that wearing it would be useful, or having a piece in each pocket in a balanced way. I think that those are ways that you can use the Chevron Amethyst. The most important thing is to handle the material, because that's what will trigger it into having an effect, in both directions. The stone is releasing chemicals when you handle it, and you're receiving those chemicals, but it's also informing your system of information through the waveform, and you want to let that be triggered and stimulated through handling. Heat and pressure switch on the electricity in the stones, so warming it in your hands, pushing on it, holding it, pulsing it in your hand, these are going to stimulate the antiviral action of the Chevron Amethyst. Next, I think you've probably noticed and have read that the comorbidities are what make the coronavirus so terribly dangerous. And I did notice, I've been watching, and I did notice that people with compromised metabolism, cellular metabolism specifically, they're the ones that are going to struggle if they catch COVID-19. And so you want to boost your cellular metabolism, and the materials we use for that are Shungite. So these are little Shungite spheres, and Shungite is just wonderful. It also has antiviral properties and a host of properties. Shungite is made up of carbon in the form of fullerenes, and it is a spectacularly healing stone. And I am very, very keen on Shungite these days. So I use that and I pulse it in like that and do it in layers. There we go. Beautiful. Very nice. Work the whole system in this fashion. Just excellent. Shungite, very important, and Shungite comes in different formations. I also have a Shungite belt that I wear, and that helps me with my energy in general on a daily basis. And it's a great booster, it's a great healer, Shungite. You can keep it in your environment, keep it in your pocket, you can wear it. Remember to handle it, that's the key. If you want to follow specific techniques and procedures, you can watch those too. Okay. Now, together with the Shungite, I also use Diopside. And that's Diopside, not Dioptase, but Diopside. And this is Thundere Amethyst. It's a nice red cap. and I like to use those two together with the V-gridding, and these go together with the Shungite in a technique for conditioning the cellular metabolism. And that is a very good idea, to work with the cellular metabolism to stimulate it into higher action, because that is going to be somewhat protective but also help to overcome the virus should you catch it. So Shungite, Diopside, Thundere Amethyst. Now, for maintaining the correct hydration levels in the cells and through your system, Moonstone is very, very, very helpful. I do love my Moonstone. It really is an uplifting stone, and it really works well to help check hydration levels. Again, you can use the active point, you can use that, you can infuse into the energy field, and Moonstone will really help you to keep that hydration in the cells, which is essential to health. And so that's one of those stones that you can use. So it's an indirect help, not direct help. But if you're dehydrated, you will suffer and you will feel much worse, and you can't get well. The self-healing mechanism can't work when you are dehydrated. Now, what may also have come to your attention is that COVID-19 really affects your blood adversely. And so to strengthen your blood, you can use hematite, which of course is iron, and iron's a very important component in your blood. And so this has a great compatibility. I love this particular stone. It's got this beautiful hematite coating on this side, and then these lovely hematite crystals, hematite-coated crystals. It's actually amethyst. You see the amethyst there? And then it's been coated with the hematite. Very nice and strong, and just again handling it and feeling it, very, very nice. And then you can comb with it. I can infuse the hematite too, in this way, and it does feel rather excellent, I must say. This crystal is proxying for me, so I can track what it feels like. It's rather delish. Okay, so here is Bloodstone. This has been proving to be very, very wonderful. So I take a Bloodstone sphere. This is very strengthening for the blood. And I have this Bloodstone like a little plate. And then I actually push into each other to energize the blood throughout the system, to really help the blood be strong. Very nice. Wow. It does give me a lift. Every time I do these demos, I wonder why I'm not working more on myself. It's a new year. How about a resolution? Look at that. That's really superbly energizing. So Bloodstone, and again, you could wear it, you could carry it in your pocket. As long as you're in contact with it and it's in contact with you, it can be helpful. You want to handle it, you want to heat it up, and you want to stimulate that bioelectricity. You want to stimulate the electricity in the stone to stimulate your bioelectricity. That's the way to go. Now, of course, there's a low and negative vibration associated with any illness, and with COVID-19 also, and to peel that out of the system and to clear it, I have been using a combination of a Phurba. This is a little pewter Phurba that I like to use when I am doing the remote sessions to work on the proxy crystal, and this is a little Columbian quartz Lemurian, and I like to work on those with those two together to literally check how much negativity has crept into the energy field, and to peel it out, to pull it out, peel it out, push it out. It doesn't matter which way, but let's get rid of it. And the Phurba is fantastic at dealing with any negative dynamic. It just has a way of going in there and being able to stimulate the system to expel the negativity, which is what we want. We want all that negativity expelled forthwith. Be gone with you. negativity. And there we go. Now there's an inflammatory aspect to COVID-19, and for the inflammatory aspect, you can do the anti-inflammatory for acute procedure or for chronic procedure, and those are all in the textbook. And if you don't have the textbook, the PDF is freely available on the website. But you probably have Labradorite, and that is the key feldspar to use. And this one is Spectralite. The most amazing flash of color that I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up. And then this one is very nice quality Labradorite. And I actually make an open V-grid like this. So I bring them into the energy field, then I open and let the points work with each other. And from point to point, there's some fabulous anti-inflammatory action happening here with my Spectralite and Labradorite. And I have been very, very pleased with how my clients have benefited when I do this. And there we go. You don't want to take any shortcuts, but there's also just so much energy healing that anyone can take in one session. And the big problem with COVID is that it goes everywhere because it gets into the bloodstream. And then it can work its way from organ system to organ system, wreaking havoc and making the poor patient feel terribly uncomfortable. That's it. Wow, that's really nice. Good, I'm getting lost in that. Let me stop and pay attention. And so next up is the Clevelandite. This is for the lungs, and I'm very lucky. I've got this Clevelandite on the mica. And use both ends, and together that's actually mica and muscovite, and then I can strengthen the lungs. And you can work on the lungs specifically, or you can work on the whole system. This is very big for specific work. Make a diagram of the lungs, or get a printout of a picture of the lungs, and then use this kind of a Clevelandite stone on the lungs. And you can grid this way, and you can also direct it and open the lung chakras. And of course the lungs are bilateral chakras because we have two lungs, and the chakras must spin towards each other in order to harmonize and coordinate, and this will help with the lungs. Of course you want to be really careful and do everything that you are advised to do in order to protect your lungs with regard to COVID-19. Now lastly, you'd want to work on the liver, because the liver is very important in the immune system, and there are techniques and procedures for that, all fully explained in the book. And then there's the immune boost, and for the immune boost what you need, and obviously for COVID-19 you want to boost the immune system, so you need a piece of jet or shungite, because jet and shungite are related to each other. Jet is also carbon, and this is ocean jet. And you want Thundere amethyst, little clusters like this. People have written to me and asked, can they use spirit quartz? And yes, the little points on the spirit quartz are helpful. Add some hematite in if there's no hematite on the spirit quartz, because it's the hematite or the traces of hematite even, and the inclusions of hematite in the Thundere amethyst that are really making it very powerful. And Thundere amethyst has apparently 67 different minerals in it. It's really extensive, so it's hard to imitate that, but part of the dynamic is all the little points on the Thundere amethyst. So spirit quartz has those too. So we make a layout when I'm working in immune system. We just make a layout around the proxy crystal, and you want copper as well. And I just organize all my abundance of copper and Thundere amethyst all around like this to boost the immune system. It's like putting a puzzle together always. There we go. it. Another piece here. Fill the gap. Once I've got all the pieces in place, I take my ocean jet, use any jet or Shungite, and I do gridding to activate. And so for this, you do want to either have someone do this to your physical body or do it on the proxy crystal, because you can see it uses quite a lot of stones. You have to create a circuit, and you want to boost that immune system and to help with the healing, and just make sure the circuit is running correctly. And there it goes. Now I can feel it. I just started to feel it start surging through my system. There we go. And I can actually feel the waves and the pulsation of it. Very good. So these are the general things that I do, and then I have to look at the specific condition of the client and what that person is specifically struggling with regard to the COVID-19, and then I address that separately using the techniques and procedures in the crystal surgery book. But these are the general stones and minerals that I'm using for COVID-19. Thank you. I hope this is helpful.